You jump really fast, you might survive the blast.
Wait!
Rami Malek goes all Liam Neeson and Charles Bronson in The Amateur, one of few new movies I'll be reviewing this week on CJ at the Movies. I'm Christopher Zweig. Let's take a look. Our first movie is The Amateur, starring Rami Malek as a CIA cryptographer who is a lot more clever than what the screenplay provides. As the film begins, his beloved wife, Rachel Brosnahan, is murdered on a business trip in London, and since his agency is no help considering that his superiors are implicated in those heinous crimes, he decides to take matters in his own hands.
I want mission-specific training, cash, and a new identity.
Have you lost your mind?
I want to find and kill the people who murdered my wife.
I don't think you could beat a 90-year-old nun in an arm wrestling match.
So the movie decides to splice Death Wish and Taken, as this cryptographer can't shoot anyone, as veteran Laurence Fishburne would suggest, but he can set death traps for the men involved with his wife's death. For example, sky pools are not really my cup of tea for obvious reasons.
This is a remote that controls a device that's been decompressing the glass beneath you.
You have the wrong person.
No, I have exactly the right person.
Malek, who also produces The Amateur, does a lively and persistent job with his character and what makes him feel like a cousin of Edward Snowden. Different agencies but same goals, but I know a few years ago he was given fresher screenplays for films like The Little Things, Oppenheimer, and No Time to Die. He needs to be part of something that's just as fun as it is complex. There were times when I had some fun and enjoyed the main protagonist's ingenuity, and times when I wanted things to be a bit more challenging. Our next movie is Drop, the latest thriller from Freaky and Happy Death Day director Christopher Landon, who has proven himself to be better with main heroines than Harpo Marx-type ghosts as poorly demonstrated in We Have a Ghost. Meghann Fahy plays a single mother who has suffered from an abusive relationship but agrees to go on a date with a photographer played by Sklenar from last year's hit It Ends With Us.
Can't believe we're actually doing this.
I mean, you are the first guy who didn't ask for feet pics.
It's a second date thing.
Unfortunately, she starts getting AirDrop messages from someone in the restaurant who holds her family at gunpoint and wants her to kill her date.
You need help? Please. What do you want from me?
Drop doesn't take the kind of leap that Landon took when he co-wrote Hard Eyes, but it does take a lot of chances in the Hitchcock genre, which is basically given a die-hard reminder. There's a lot of energy, a strong female lead, interesting suspects, and some good intentions regarding domestic abuse, all of which is placed under 90 minutes. That's plenty of time to see how these text messages deliver. Next up, Warfare, which is the first collaboration between Alex Garland and a real-life former Navy SEAL named Ray Mendoza, and they both write and direct Mendoza's memories in November 2006 during the final stages of the Battle of Ramadi. They show us a platoon of Navy SEALs in dangerous territory.
So you're peeking or probing? Peeking with serious intent to probe.
Alpha 2, we might have guys starting to move on our position.
Copy, we're getting a buildup of activity here too.
Yeah, I definitely see weapons at this point.
Yeah, we have definite massing.
The actors who play the soldiers include DeFaro Woon Atai as Mendoza, and we also get Will Poulter, Cosmo Jarvis, Joseph Quinn, and Charles Melton, among others in the mix. I'm told that most of them are given fake names as the real soldiers' identities never went public.
Here's the plan. DA 5 minutes, over.
The scouts are gonna lead us out, and I'm bringing up the rear. Pop smoke.
Smoke out?
We are all coming back.
As I'm watching Warfare, I'm acknowledging that war movies set in any time period show us the fears and courage of soldiers, the violence and gore brought on by shootings and bomb explosions, and moments of near silence. Through what are the co-director's memories, the movie chooses not to be mindless or Michael Bay directed. It chooses to have an exceptional cast and an informative screenplay of what went down in that battle. It's another war movie well worth your time. Next up, 1-to-1, John and Yoko, a documentary on John Lennon and Yoko Ono, their relationship during a turbulent era, and their collaboration on the 1-to-1 concert dedicated for children with special needs from Willowbrook.
Why would you do a concert for free?
To change the apathy that all the youth have.
My cousins and I saw this at the Boulder International Film Festival last month, and we have mixed feelings about it because while it has good intentions, its structure was underdeveloped. I think it has something to do with the director's techniques and the editing, which needs to be more consistent. This doc uses unused archives, home movies, and restored footage, but it also has to use phone calls, which seem repetitive, and channel changing, which seems indulging. A documentary on these two people and what was happening during the 1970s should be inspiring and informative, and there are fine moments, but it doesn't justify itself. And our last movie is Not Just a Goof, the made-for-Disney Plus doc that celebrates the 30th anniversary of the underappreciated cult Disney animated feature A Goofy Movie as much as we fans are celebrating it. This doc focuses on the animators under the leadership of the former head of Disney, Jeffrey Katzenberg, and their challenges, which include Bill Farmer voicing Goofy as Katzenberg nearly made the fatal mistake of casting Steve Martin as him.
Jeffrey Katzenberg was talking about going on a vacation with his daughter, and they weren't quite getting along, and he thought that might be an interesting subject matter for the story of Goofy and Max.
A father who's worried about his son and where he's going.
I know there were production challenges. We were doing it in a reduced sort of capacity.
When you look back in time at it, there was something, pretty magical about the whole thing.
Parts of Not Just a Goof are supported through never-before-seen archival footage of the behind-the-scenes process and interviews, and parts of it are supported through animated sequences with the animators being depicted as dogs in Goofy's world. It also represents the fan base the 1995 movie has created. There are cosplays, YouTube videos, and special events, and I myself did video chats with Farmer and Jason Marsden, who voices Goofy's teenage son Max. We should all be glad this movie has found something stronger than the box office or critical results. It has found us, and we have found it. Recapping this week's new movies: thumbs down for The Amateur, thumbs up for Drop, thumbs way up for Warfare, thumbs down for 1-to-1 John and Yoko, and thumbs way up for Not Just a Goof. Well, those are the new movies I'm reviewing this week. I'm Christopher Zweig. Stay safe, and I'll see you at the movies.